once we have it up,
Yeah.
like how we did on the Tacoma.
Yep. All right. Where do you want us to stand?
So what I like to do is start the video like I just did when they didn't know and they were just talking to themselves. But we've been going live for a while. It really irritates Brendan.
And I just think it's funny.
He just thinks it's funny. All right, Ronan Brothers Performance. We have a Ram.
2026 Ram RHO.
RHO with the big hurricane in it.
Not so big.
Not so big, but
They're
kind
tall.
of cool. All right, let's go to Brendan.
What?
What are we doing today?
What are we doing today?
So, got an awesome customer, like most of our customers. He called us before he bought the truck. He said, can you do an exhaust system on the RHO?
Is that something you guys do?
Yeah, and the answer to that is pretty much always, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, I'm thinking about buying one.
I think we were literally doing the exhaust on Chris's Tacoma.
Yeah, yeah. So we had discussed a couple different manufacturers. He seemed pretty hell-bent and he wanted AWE. We got a lot of experience with AWE. They make a great product. Fitment is just fantastic.
It's over on the deck.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Brendan's talking about it. I'm going to walk over here and take a look at it.
So great product, stainless, very, very durable. The fit and fitment is just really fantastic. You pay a little bit more for an AWE, but you don't deal with the headache. You're not busting out the welder. You're not trying to massage and manipulate things to work the way it's supposed to.
It's all because of the lollipop, I think.
Well,
And you get a lollipop with
Yep.
every exhaust.
so for our customers that have had us install an AWE exhaust system that did not receive the lollipop back, Robert ate them. So
That could be true.
226 miles. We order the exhaust system for it. You know, we got a rule here that the vehicle doesn't show up until the part's already here, inventoried and ready to go. I think he had a trip or something.
Yeah, he was going out of town.
So he was rolling out of town, and the idea for him was like, hey, have this thing ready to rock and roll when I get back with my new, much louder exhaust. Now, you talked to him a lot more than I did.
His name is Ryan. There are two options for the AWE for this. The Touring is quieter, and that's the one that was out of stock, but that was okay because he didn't want the quiet one. He already had quiet exhaust. He wanted the rowdy exhaust.
Now,
So-
these things come out of the box with what? A MagnaFlow exhaust system on it
Pretty
already,
sure that's
right?
what I read.
But it's still, it's a manufacturer's
It's factory.
exhaust, right? Well, it's a factory exhaust, so they got to make noise compliance for
Exactly.
every hippie state that exists in the union.
And
Can you
most,
give me an example of one of those?
California.
Ah.
I believe that they are
and
probably.
California is Hat, Oregon,
Oh, and let's not forget Washington. We got to do everything California
which
and Oregon
says California's Canada.
does. Yeah, that's true. 100%. So, yeah, the states that are really restrictive on exhaust nodes, really restrictive on exhaust compliance, they get a little bit fidgety when it comes to a loud exhaust. So manufacturers have to go to it, which is funny. It's a Dodge, right? Dodge had awesome V8s with superchargers.
It's a Ram.
Yeah, Ram.
Not Dodge anymore.
Yeah, they lost
Fancy
that.
Pantsy got their own name. Whatever. Well, can we hear the factory exhaust? Is that
Yes,
something
we
we can
can.
do? I'm going to walk around the back here. Oh, yeah. Mainline hub dyno is in. Make your appointments. I promise not to tune your vehicle. It will be Aaron. All right.
Fired up.
As you can see, not very loud. Brand new exhaust.
Yeah, she's still warming up, and like I said, 200 miles on the, but yeah, it does leave a little bit to be desired. For an engine producing 540 horsepower, you really kind of want something slightly more aggressive.
How much?
540,
That's a lot of horses.
especially considering it's coming out of a 3-liter 6-cylinder. Turbos are
Great
awesome,
six.
awesome things. But yeah, if you're going to have a high-performance truck, you're going to have something that grabs attention, right? The big flares onto it, the nice aero package already designed into it. Like, this thing is an aggressive-looking truck.
There's a
It
bunch
should-
of cooling.
Yeah.
I'm not a Dodge or Ram person, but this is a good looking truck.
It's really not bad.
It isn't. The interior's awesome looking. I think it's a sharp looking vehicle.
I like the big infotainment in it. You know, it's 24-inch tablet.
It's like
They
everything
didn't
nowadays.
skimp on that.
Nah, it's giant TVs. God bless America.
It's the big merge screen.
So I'm excited. I think that exhaust system is going to wake up the truck in terms of the exhaust note, the aggressive profile of the vehicle. It's going to go in line with that. I think it's going to be fantastic. You know, the worst part out of this, it's got so limited miles. It's not through a break-in yet, right? The ECU is already saying you can't do this, you can't do that. We actually talked to our customer about, hey, let's do an on dyno prior to and then an on dyno after. And we had to walk away from that. He had to say no to that one because it's still the ECU is going, no, I'm breaking in.
Yeah, it has that 500-mile limit like a lot of new cars.
So we're not going to get the pre-exhaust, but after the break-in's done, after he's comfortable with where it's at, bring it on in, throw it on the dyno, seeing what that 540 really is to the ground in reality. I think that would be a whole lot of fun. They're great-looking trucks. I'm just a little disappointed there's not a big supercharger whine on it, though.
I don't have Pro Hub numbers, but I did find some DynoJet numbers. They were 460, 470 bone stock.
That's
the wheels.
not bad.
So, yeah, I mean, 460 wheel. It runs an 11.6 quarter mile. Factory.
Where would somebody go to get one hub dyno tested?
I'm not sure.
Oh, wait.
It's us. It's right here.
All right. We're going to switch over, start installing it. Pay attention. Make sure we don't miss anything. If we do, throw it in the comments.
We're not going to miss anything.
No, we never do.
It's an exhaust.
It's an exhaust. It's not the most complicated thing ever.
Hey, so real quick before we do this, I know on the old Ram, right, with the supercharged V8 that came into the Hellcat,
TRX.
right, we could do a pulley, and we could have more power, even using the factory fuel system. So my question for Aaron is, can we put a pulley on this?
Yes, but the pulley is called JB4. It's the piggyback. You just...
Oh, and then all of a sudden we have boost control, and we can start making more power.
You can switch maps from your phone. I think it'll make 600-something horsepower on a DynoJet.
On the factory setup, just as it comes out of the box.
Has Ryan been informed of this?
He's gonna.
He will when he gets back. Or if he sees this video before he gets back.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Well, that's the part that's going to hurt my feelings. I can't drive it. Like, we're going to have to take it out. Every exhaust system, when you install it, you drive it, you let it heat up, it cools down, and then you go through and you readjust all your brackets. You make sure your alignment's right.
Burn all the oil that you can't get out of the pipes.
Well, we got stuff for that. But yeah, 100%. Get it nice and clean for the customer. But the downside is just this, I really just want to drive one of
It
these
doesn't
for a
mean
while.
racing. It just means driving.
I was going to make a comment when Brendan said he can't drive. Right? I'll stop. All right. Now we're going to move really fast. As you can see, the exhaust practically falls out. If you did not do it as fast as we just did it, there's something wrong with you. Ain't that right, Aaron?
Yes. And if all else fails, you can read the directions, but you're going to have this video to watch to know how to do it. So first thing you got to do is take out the spare tire. The spare tire tool is under the front seat. Passenger front seat. You have a little panel that you pull towards you. You'll see a yellow bolt. Take that all out.
Then you need to do the heat shield, which we've got placed down here.
Where's the heat shield go?
Right up against the suspension bracing right here.
So you have 10 mils on the inside, and then you have some that are on this side,
So
faced backwards.
because I have a lift at home, I put it on the lift, I dropped the tire, I took off the heat shield. What did I do next?
Passenger side exhaust will bolt up to the collector right after the muffler, run across here. You've got a couple really, really hard to get to hangers. They're not the funnest thing in the world.
You will want hanger pliers.
Right. Hanger pliers are your best friend. Once you get that pipe removed,
I'm your best friend.
you're going to need Robert hands.
Yeah,
for some
or
of
you need
this.
a Robert.
Once that portion is removed,
Did you talk about this bracket? This bracket?
no, that'll be one of the later ones.
Okay.
Once that's removed, you have two skid plates underneath here, a long skid plate and a cross skid plate underneath the transfer case. Those need to be removed so that way you have clearance to get to your down pipes and then to remove the crossover pipes.
And
Aaron's got it from here.
Here's
Clearance.
the short down pipe. So this would normally go something like this.
It's adorable.
It's adorable. You got studs that go through with 15 mil nuts. You have to take those off. This slides out, and then your center section you can actually get out. But you have to do it axle back, this H pipe, and then the center section. The center section will not come out till these are off.
And on that center section, you've got two hangers that are just going to be a bear to get to. We opted for the 13 mil bolts, or I'm sorry, nuts that ride studs up there.
With
took
a
those
little
two
cast
off
thing.
and allowed it to slide off. And then now that it's off, we're going to remove all those components as well as the rubber hangers that we left onto the exhaust and put it back in here for reutilization with the AWE system.
Brendan, how do you feel working with Aaron, with him being so much taller than you?
Well, he's adorable, so it really makes my day.
What are you, like 6'8"?
At least. I mean, look at how I just tower over him.
Hours over.
Alrighty. Anything else we want to include?
I would show that bracket that's on top of the muffler there. That's the one that we're talking about that slides off. I think that's about it for this part of the operation.
I believe you can do this on the ground. I don't recommend it.
If you do it on the ground, I would advise not calling me.
You said doo-doo,
I did say doo-doo.
because it would be poopy.
We're immature.
So if you're in the greater Knoxville, Maryville area, just call up your local Ronan brothers and have them do it.
Yeah,
Those guys are cool.
That's what I hear.
you get a video out of the deal too.
All right, there we go.
It is all in. Getting the wipe down, get all the oil and shipping goo off of it. But this goes in a lot easier than the stock one comes out because they have it in a lot more pieces. So it's a lot easier to work with versus the one big center section of the stock MagnaFlow exhaust.
The wipe down is pretty important, or you're going to end up with goo and fingerprints burnt into the plate, into the pipes.
And if you're
So
in
take
close
that
fight,
second and do what Brendan's doing right now. Get them clean. It pays off in the long run.
yeah, you'll get a funky smell also if you don't.
You can see all the way up.
It is important to not
detectors.
crank everything down to begin with, so that you can get your alignment correct around cross members, the pipes relative to each other. Like you don't want them touching.
Some of the pipes ride pretty close, but they should never be touching. They should always have a little bit of clearance, and so that's what Aaron's talking about with leave them loose and line them up.
Yeah, so we don't get rattles.
So what we're going to do after Brendan's done wiping is heat cycle it, come back under, tighten everything down again, and go back here one more time. Don't forget, you have to put in your heat shield for your spare tire, and then your spare tire, and then you'll be on the road making noise. See you in a minute. All right, here we are. We're about to make a little noise, see how this exhaust sounds compared to the factory. Mr. RHO,
Uh-huh.
fire up. Oh, that sounded a little better. Hey, RHO, give me a little bit. Oh, that sounds better. Got good alignment over the top. Nice black chrome showing. There we go. Pizza. What do you have to say?
I definitely would not have wanted the quieter exhaust. I think this one's perfect.
This sound good on a startup.
Yeah, I think this is what you would want for ripping on it. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to drone going down the highway. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that style of exhaust. So
She quieted it down just now, so sounds like she'll idle well.
I think so.
What do you have to say until next time?
Like, subscribe, click the bell icon, watch all our videos. Please leave feedback. Comments are important. Thanks, guys.